Narahari Hari Kori Chamaradulaya Nara Hari Hari Gori Chamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Gosharigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Gosharigaya Shanka Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaje Karatala Shanka Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Bhaje Karatala Shanka Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhu Madhu Madhura Bhaje Shanka Bhaje Ganta Bhaje Madhura Mridanga Bhaje Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Bahu Koti Chandrajini Varana Ujvala Bahu Koti Chandrajini Varana Ujvala Radhadesh Vanamala Kori Janamala Vanamala Kori Janamala Shiva Shuka Narada Preme Garagaya Shiva Shuka Narada Preme Garagara Bhakti Vinoradeke Gaurara Sampada Bhakti Vinoradeke Gaurara Sampada Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Shobha Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaura Chande Arati Shobha Janavi Tata Bane Jagamana Loba Gorangera Roti Shoba Jaga Janamana Loba Gorangera Roti Shoba Jaga Janamana Loba Haribo 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 Nita Gora Haribo Anita Gora Haribo 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 Nita Gora Haribo Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ti Namine Namah Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nivashesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Gopinata, Radha Gopinata, Radha Gopinata, Shri Radhe Jaya. Jaya Radha Gopinata, Radha Gopinata, Radha Gopinata, Shri Radhe. Jagannath, Jagannath, Baladev, Jaya Jaya Subhadra. Jagannath, Jagannath, Jaya Jaya Jagannath, Jagannath, Baladev, Jaya Jaya Subhadra. Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Oh, Nitai Gauranga Jaya, Nitai Gauranga. Oh, Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari. Oh, Nitai Gauranga Jaya Gaura Hari. Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo, Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura Haribo, Nitai Gaura. Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Shila Prabhupada Jaya. Jaya Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Shila Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishwada Paramham Radhikacharya Stotra Sabda AC Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishwada Paramahamsa, His Divine Grace. Om Jai Om Vishwada Paramahamsa Radhikacharya Stotra Sabda His Srimad Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Ki. Nanacharya Shri Thakur Ki. Praise Shri Krishna. Chaitanya, Guru Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Vrindavan Ki Jai. Gauridham Ki Jai. Radhadesh Dham Ki Jai. Jagannath Dham Ki Jai. Gangamaye Ki Jai. Yuramaye Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Turasi Devi Maharan Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the All glories to the All glories, all glories to the All glories Guru and Gauranga. All glories Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nrishimade Jaya, Nrishimade Jaya, Nrishimade Jaya, Nrishimade. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Shri Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Gora Premanandi.
So, everybody invited to the reading of Krishna book. But not everybody is accepting the invitation. Don't worry. Alright, so today it's your turn to sing.
Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Hey. Krishna, 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 Rakshama. Krishna, 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 Rakshama. Krishna, 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 Pahimam. Krishna, 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 Pahimam. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama. Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam. Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Shira Prabhupada. Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Shira Prabhupada. Merci. So, we are at page 782. Yes. Last paragraph.
Which book are we reading?
We're reading from a book called Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yeah, very famous book. And this is the chapter.
Famous author also.
Yeah, famous author, famous character. I think everybody knows Krishna. Yeah, it's the most famous character.
They know him.
Yeah. It's chapter 86, right before the best chapter. Yeah.
I like when the prince fall off all the horses and they see Rukmini. That's the best.
Okay. Okay. So, Arjuna, the grandfather of Maharaj Parikshit, was himself extraordinarily beautiful, and his bodily structure was very attractive to Subhadra, who decided within her mind that she would accept only Arjuna as her husband. As a simple girl, she was smiling with great pleasure looking at Arjuna. Thus, Arjuna also became more and more attracted by her. In this way, Subhadra dedicated herself to Arjuna, and he resolved to marry her by any means. He then became absorbed 24 hours a day in thought of how he could get Subhadra as his wife. He was afflicted with the thought of getting Subhadra and had not a moment's peace of mind. Once upon a time, Subhadra, seated on the chariot, came out of the palace fort to see the gods in the temple. Arjuna took his opportunity, and with the permission of Vasudeva and Devaki, he kidnapped her. After getting on Subhadra's chariot, he prepared himself for a fight, taking up his bow and holding off with his arrows. The soldier ordered to check him. Arjuna took Subhadra away. While Subhadra was thus being kidnapped by Arjuna, her relatives and family members began to cry. But still, he took her just as a lion takes his prey and departs. When it was disclosed to Lord Balaram that the so-called sannyasi was Arjuna, who had planned such a device simply to take away Subhadra, and that he had actually taken her, he became very angry. Just as the waves of the ocean became agitated on a full moon day, Lord Balaram became greatly disturbed. Lord Krishna was in favor of Arjuna. Therefore, along with other members of the family, he tried to pacify Balaram by falling at his feet and begging him to pardon Arjuna. Krishna convinced Lord Balaram that Subhadra was attached to Arjuna, and thus Balaram became pleased to know that she wanted Arjuna as her husband. That matter was settled, and to please the newly married couple, Lord Balaram arranged to send a dowry consisting of an abundance of riches, including elephants, chariots, horses, menservants, and maid servants. Maharaj Parikshit was very eager to hear more about Krishna, and so, after finishing the narration of Arjuna kidnapping Subhadra, Shukadeva Goswami began to narrate another story as follows.
There was a householder Brahmana in the city of Mithila, the capital of the kingdom of Videha. This Brahmana, whose name was Sutadeva, was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, because he was fully Krishna conscious and always engaged in the service of the Lord. He was completely peaceful in mind and detached from all material attraction. He was very learned and had no desire other than to be fully situated in Krishna consciousness. Although in the order of household life, he never took great pains to earn anything for his livelihood. He was satisfied with whatever he could achieve without much endeavor, and somehow or other he lived in that way. Every day he would get the necessities of life in just the quantity required, and not more. That was his destiny. The Brahmana had no desire to get more than he needed, and thus he was peacefully executing the regular principles of Brahmana life as enjoined in the revealed scriptures. Fortunately, the king of Mithila was a good devotee as the Brahmana. The name of this famous king was Bahulashva. He was very well established in his reputation as a good king, and he was not at all ambitious to extend his kingdom for the sake of sense gratification. As such, both the Brahmana and King Bahulashva remained pure devotees of Lord Krishna in Mithila. Since Lord Krishna was very merciful towards these two devotees, King Bahulashva and the Brahmana Sutadeva, He one day asked his driver, Daruka, to take the chariot into the capital city of Mithila. Lord Krishna was accompanied by the great sage Narada, Vamanadev, Arti, Vasudev, Parashuram, Ashtha, Aruni, Shukadev, Brahaspati, Kanva, Maitreya, Chaitvana, and others. Lord Krishna and the sages passed through many villages and towns, and everywhere the citizens would receive them with great respect and offer them articles in worship. To the citizens who came to see the Lord and all the assembled sages, it seemed as though the sun were present along with its various satellite planets. In that journey, Lord Krishna and the sages passed through the kingdom of Anartha, Dhanva, Kurujagala, Kanka, Matsya, Panchala, Kunti, Madhu, Kekeya, Koshala, and Arna. And thus all the citizens of these places, both men and women, could see Lord Krishna face to face. In this way they enjoyed celestial happiness, with open hearts full of love and affection for the Lord. And when they saw the face of the Lord, it seemed to them that they were drinking the nectar through their eyes. When they saw Krishna, all the ignorant misconceptions of their lives disappeared. When the Lord passed through the various countries and the people came to visit him, simply by glancing over them, the Lord would bestow all good fortune upon them and liberate them from all kinds of ignorance. In some places, the demigods would join with the human beings, and their glorification of the Lord would cleanse all the directions of all inauspicious things. In this way, Lord Krishna gradually reached the kingdom of Videha.
When the citizens received the news of the Lord's arrival, they all felt unlimited happiness and came to welcome him, taking gifts in their hands to offer. As soon as they saw Lord Krishna, their hearts immediately blossomed in transcendental bliss, just like lotus flowers upon the rising of the sun. Previously they had simply heard of the names of the great sages, but had never seen them. Now, by the mercy of Lord Krishna, they had the opportunity of seeing both the great sages and the Lord himself. King Bahulashva and the Brahmin Shrutadev, knowing well that the Lord had come there just to grace them with favour, immediately fell at the Lord's lotus feet and offered their respects. With folded hands, the king and the Brahmin each simultaneously invited Lord Krishna and all the sages to his home. In order to please both of them, Lord Krishna expanded himself into two and went to the houses of each one of them. Yet neither the king nor the Brahmin could understand that the Lord had gone to the house of the other. Both thought that the Lord had gone only to his own house, that he and his companions were present in both houses, although both the Brahmin and the king thought he was present in one house only, is another opulence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This opulence is described in the revealed scriptures as Vaibhav Prakash. When Lord Krishna married 16,000 wives, he expanded himself into 16,000 forms, each one of them as powerful as he himself. Similarly, in Vrindavan, when Brahma stole Krishna's cows and cowherd boys, Krishna expanded himself into many new calves and boys. Bahalashva, the king of Videha, was very intelligent and was a perfect gentleman. He was astonished that so many great sages, along with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, were personally present in his home. He knew perfectly well that conditioned souls engaged in worldly affairs cannot be 100% pure, whereas the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his pure devotees are always transcendental to worldly contamination. Therefore, when he found that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and all the great sages were at his home, he was astonished, and he began to thank Lord Krishna for his causeless mercy.
Did Krishna expand himself and the sages?
Looks like not just himself. But whether the sages were him or whether they were actually them, I don't know.
Seems to be really thought that.
Yeah.
Feeling very much obliged and wanting to receive his guests to the best of his abilities, he called for nice chairs and cushions, and Lord Krishna, along with all the sages, sat down very comfortably. At that time, King Bahulaswa's mind was very restless, not because of any problems, but because of great ecstasy of love and devotion. His heart was filled with love and affection for the Lord and his associates, and his eyes were filled with tears of ecstasy. He washed the feet of the divine guests, and afterwards he and his family members sprinkled the water on their heads. After this, he offered the guests nice flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, incense, new garments, ornaments, lambs, cows and bulls, in a manner just befitting his royal position. He worshipped each one of them in this way. When all had been fed sumptuously and were sitting very comfortably, Bahulaswa came before Lord Krishna and caught his lotus feet. He placed them on his lap, and while massaging them, the feet of his with his hand, began to speak about the glories of the Lord in a sweet voice. My dear Lord, you are the super soul of all living entities and the witness within the heart. You are cognizant of everyone's activities. Thus, we are duty-bound to always think of your lotus feet, so that we can remain in secure position and not deviate from your eternal service. As a result of our continuous remembrance of your lotus feet, you have kindly visited my place personally to favor me with your causeless mercy. We have heard, my dear Lord, that by various statements you confirm your pure devotees to be more dear to you than Lord Balaram or your constant servitor, the goddess of fortune. Your devotees are dearer to you than your first son, Lord Brahma, and I am sure that you have so kindly visited my place in order to prove your divine statement. I cannot imagine how people can be godless and demoniac even after knowing of your causeless mercy and affection for your devotees, who are constantly engaged in Krishna consciousness. How can people who know of these things forget your lotus feet? My dear Lord, it is known to us that you are so kind and liberal that when a person leaves everything just to engage in Krishna consciousness, you sometimes give yourself in exchange for that unalloyed service. You have appeared in the Yadu dynasty to fulfill your mission of reclaiming all the conditioned souls rotting in the sinful activities of material existence. And his appearance is already famous all over the world. My dear Lord, you are the ocean of unlimited mercy, love and affection. Your transcendental form is full of bliss, knowledge and eternity. You can attract everyone's heart by your beautiful form as Shyamasundara, Krishna. Your knowledge is unlimited, and to teach all the people how to execute devotional service, you have sent your incarnation Narayana, who is engaged in severe austerities and penances at Badri Narayana. Kindly therefore accept my humble obeisances at your lotus feet. My dear Lord, I beg to request you and your companions, the great sages and the brahmanas, to remain at my place at least for a few days, so that this family of the famous king Nimi may be sanctified by the dust of your lotus feet. Lord Krishna could not refuse the request of his devotee, and thus he remained there for a few days with the sages to sanctify the city of Mithila and all its citizens.
Meanwhile, the Brahmana Shrutadev, simultaneously receiving Lord Krishna and his associates at his home, was transcendently overwhelmed with joy. After offering his guests nice sitting places, the Brahmana began to dance, waving around his wrap. Shrutadeva, being not at all rich, offered only mattresses, wooden planks, straw carpets, and so on to his distinguished guests. Lord Krishna and the sages, but he welcomed them to the best of his ability. He spoke very highly of the Lord and the sages, and he and his wife washed the feet of each one of them. After this, he took the water and sprinkled it all over the members of his family, and although the Brahmana appeared very poor, he was at that time most fortunate. While Shrutadeva was welcoming Lord Krishna and his associates, he simply vows himself in transcendental joy. After welcoming the Lord and his companions according to his ability, he brought fruits, incense, scented water, scented clay, tulasi leaf, kusha straw, and lotus flowers. They were not costly items and could be secured very easily, but because they were offered with devotional love, Lord Krishna and his associates accepted them gladly. The Brahmana's wife cooked simple food like rice and dal, and Lord Krishna and his followers were very much pleased to accept them because they were offered in devotional love. When Lord Krishna and his associates were fed in this way, the Brahmana Shrutadeva was thinking thus: I have fallen into the deep, dark well of householder life and am the most unfortunate person. How has it become possible that Lord Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his associates, the great sages, whose very presence makes a place as sanctified as a pilgrimage site, have agreed to come to my place? While the Brahmanas was thinking in this way, the guests finished their lunch and sat back very comfortably. At that time, the Brahmana Shrutadeva and his wife, children, and other relatives appeared there to render service to the distinguished guests. While touching the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, the Brahmana began to speak. My dear Lord, he said, you are the Supreme Person, Purushottama, transcendently situated beyond manifested and unmanifested material creation. The activities of this material world and of the conditioned souls have nothing to do with your position. We can appreciate that not only today have you given me your audience, but are associating with all the living entities as Paramatma since the beginning of creation. This statement by the Brahmana is very instructive. It is a fact that the Supreme Lord, the Personality of Godhead, in his Paramatma feature, enters the creation of this material world as Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, and Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. And in a very friendly attitude, the Lord sits along with the conditioned soul in the body. Therefore, every living entity has the Lord with him from the very beginning. But due to his mistaken consciousness of life, the living entity cannot understand this. When his consciousness, however, is changed into Krishna consciousness, he can immediately understand how Krishna is trying to assist the conditioned souls to get out of the material entanglements.
Shrutadeva continued, My dear Lord, you have entered this material world as if sleeping. A conditioned soul, while sleeping, creates false or temporary worlds in his mind. He becomes busy in many illusory activities, sometimes becoming a king, sometimes being murdered, or sometimes going to an unknown city, and all these are simply temporary affairs. Similarly, your lordship, apparently also in a sleeping condition, enters this material world to create a temporary manifestation, not for your personal necessities, but for the conditioned souls who want to imitate your lordship as enjoyer. The conditioned soul's enjoyment in the material world is temporary and illusory, and yet the conditioned soul is by himself unable to create such a temporary situation for his illusory enjoyment to fulfill his desire. Although they are temporary and illusory, you enter this temporary manifestation to help him. Thus, from the beginning of the conditioned soul's entering into the material world, you are his constant companion. When therefore the conditioned soul comes in contact with a pure devotee and takes to devotional service, beginning with the process of hearing your transcendental pastimes, glorifying your transcendental activities, worshipping your eternal form in the temple, offering prayers to you and engaging in discussion and understanding your transcendental position, He gradually becomes free from the contamination of material existence, and as his heart becomes cleansed of all material dust, you gradually become visible there. Although you are constantly with the conditioned soul, only when he becomes purified by devotional service do you become revealed to him. Others who are bewildered by fruitive activities, either by Vedic injunction or by customary dealings, who do not take to devotional service, are captivated by the external happiness of the bodily concept of life. You are not revealed to such persons, rather you remain far away from them. But for one who is engaged in your devotional service and purifies his heart by constantly chanting your holy name, you are very easily understood as his eternal, constant companion. Bless you.
It is said that your lordship, sitting in the heart of a devotee, gives him direction by which he can very quickly come back home, back to you. This direct dictation by you reveals your existence within the heart of the devotee. Only a devotee can immediately appreciate your existence within his heart, whereas for a person who has only a bodily concept of life and is engaged in sense gratification, you always remain covered by the curtain of Yogamaya. Such a person cannot realize that you are very near, sitting within his heart. For a non-devotee, you are appreciated only as ultimate death. The difference is like the difference between a cat carrying its kittens in its mouth and carrying a rat in its mouth. In the mouth of the cat, the rat feels its death, whereas the kittens in the mouth of the cat feel motherly affection. Similarly, you are present to everyone, but the non-devotee feels you as ultimate cruel death, whereas for a devotee you are the supreme instructor and philosopher. The atheist, therefore, understands the presence of God as death, but the devotee understands the presence of God always within his heart. It takes dictation from you and lives transcendentally, unaffected by the contamination of the material world. You are the supreme controller and superintendent of material nature's activities. The atheistic class of men simply observe the activities of material nature, but cannot find you as the original background. The devotee, however, can immediately see your hand in every movement of material nature. The curtain of Yogamaya cannot cover the eyes of the devotee of your lordship, but it can cover the eyes of the non-devotee. The non-devotee is unable to see you face to face, just as a person whose eyes are blocked by the covering of a cloud cannot see the sun, although persons flying above the cloud can see the sunshine brilliantly. It is as it is. My dear Lord, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. My dear self-effulgent Lord, I am your eternal servitor. Therefore, kindly order me. What can I do for you? The conditioned soul feels the pangs of material contamination as the threefold miseries, as long as you are not visible to him. And as soon as you are visible by development of Krishna consciousness, all miseries of material existence are simultaneously vanquished.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is naturally very affectionately inclined to his devotees. And when he heard Sutadeva's prayers of pure devotion, he was very much pleased, and immediately caught his hands and addressed him thus: My dear Sutadev, all the great sages, the brahmanas and saintly persons have been very kind to you by personally coming here to see you. You should consider this opportunity to be a great fortune for you. They are so kind that they are traveling with me, and wherever they go, they immediately make the whole atmosphere as pure and as a transcendence simply by the touch of the dust of their feet. People are accustomed to go to the temples of God. They also visit holy places of pilgrimage, and after prolonged association with such activities for many days by touch and by worship, they gradually become purified. But the influence of the great sages and saintly persons is so great, by seeing them, one immediately becomes completely purified. Moreover, The very purifying potency of a pilgrimages or worship of different demigods is also achieved by the grace of saintly persons. A pilgrimage site becomes a holy place because of the presence of a saintly person. My dear Radhadesh, when a person is born as a Brahmana, he immediately becomes the best of all human beings. And if such a Brahmana, remaining self-satisfied, practices austerities, studies the Vedas and engages in my devotional service, as is the duty of the Brahmana, or in other words, if a Brahmana becomes a Vaishnava, how wonderful is this greatness, is his greatness. My feature of four-handed Narayan is not so pleasing or dear to me as is a Brahmana, Vaishnava. Brahmana means one well conversant with the Vedic knowledge. A Brahmana is the insignia of the perfect knowledge, and I am the full-fledged manifestation of all gods. Less intelligent men do not understand me, nor do they understand the influence of the Brahmana Vaishnava. They are influenced by the three modes of material nature and thus dare to criticize me and my pure devotees. A Brahmana Vaishnava or a devotee already on a Brahminical platform cannot realize me within his heart, and therefore he definitely concludes that the whole cosmic manifestation and its different features are effects of different energies of the Lord. Thus, he has a clear conception of the whole material world, whole material nature and the total material energy. In every action, such a devotee sees me only and nothing else. My dear Radhadesh, you may therefore accept all these great saintly persons, brahmanas and sages, as my bona fide representatives. By worshipping them faithfully, you will be worshipping me more diligently. I consider worship of my devotees to be better than direct worship of me. If someone attempts to worship me directly without worshipping my devotees, I do not accept such worship, even though it may be presented with great opulence.
In this way, both the Brahmanas Shrutadeva and the king of Mithila, under the direction of the Lord, worship both Krishna and his followers, the great sages and saintly Brahmanas, on an equal level of spiritual importance. Both Brahmana and king ultimately achieve the supreme goal of being transferred to the spiritual world. The devotee does not know anyone except Lord Krishna, and Krishna is most affectionate to his devotee. Lord Krishna remained in Mithila both at the house of the Brahmana Shrutadeva and at the palace of King Bahulashva. And after favoring them lavishly by his transcendental instructions, he went back to his capital city, Dvarka. The instructions we receive from these incidents is that King Bahulashva and Shrutadeva the Brahmana were accepted by the Lord on the same level because both were pure devotees. This is the real qualification for being recognized by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because it has become the fashion of this age to be fiercely proud of having taken birth in the family of a Kshatriya or Brahmana, we see a person without any qualification other than birth claiming to be a Brahmana or Kshatriya or Vaishya. But as stated in the scriptures, Kalo Shudra Sambhavha, in this age of Kali, everyone is born a Shudra. This is because there is no performance of the purificatory processes known as samskara. Samskaras, okay. Which begin from the time of the mother's pregnancy and continue up to the point of the individual's death. No one can be classified as a member of a particular caste, especially of a higher caste, Brahmana, Kshatriyas, or Vaishyas, simply by birthright. If one is not purified by the process of the seed-giving ceremony or Garbhadana Samskara, he is immediately classified among amongst the Shudras because only the Shudras do not undergo this purificatory process. Sex life without the purificatory process of Krishna consciousness is merely the seed-giving process of the Shudras or the animals. Krishna consciousness is therefore the best process of purification. By this process, everyone can come to the platform of a Vaishnava, which includes having all the qualifications of a Brahmana. The Vaishnavas are trained to become freed from the 4 kinds of sinful activities: illicit sex, indulgence in intoxicants, gambling, and eating animal foods. One cannot be on the Brahminical platform without having this preliminary qualification, and without becoming a qualified Brahmana, one cannot become a pure devotee. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 86th chapter of Krishna, the kidnapping of Subhadra, and Lord Krishna's visiting Shrutadeva and Bahulashva.
Chapter 87. The Prayers of the Personified Vedas. King Parikshit inquired from Shukadeva Goswami about a very important topic in understanding the transcendental subject matter. His question was, since Vedic knowledge generally deals with the subject matter of the 3 qualities of material world, how then can it approach the subject matter of transcendence, which is beyond the approach of the 3 material modes? Since the mind is material and the vibrations of words is a material sound, how can the Vedic knowledge expressing by material sound and thought of the material mind approach transcendence? Description of a subject matter necessitates describing its source of emanation, its qualities and activities. Such descriptions can be possible only by thinking with material mind and by vibrating material words. Brahman, or the absolute truth, has no material qualities, but our power of speaking does not go beyond material qualities. How then can Brahman, the absolute truth, be described by your words? Do I not see how it is possible? I do not see how it is possible to understand transcendence from such expressions of material sounds. The purpose of King Parikshit's inquiry is to ascertain from Shukadeva Goswami whether the Vedas ultimately describe the absolute truth as impersonal or as personal. Understanding of the absolute truth progresses in 3 features: impersonal Brahman, Paramatma localized in everyone's heart, and at last, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. The Vedas deal with 3 departments of activities. One is called Karma Kanda, or activities under Vedic injunction, which gradually purifies one to understand his real position. The next is Jnana Kanda, the process of understanding the absolute truth by speculative methods. And the third is Upasana Kanda, or worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and sometimes of the demigods also. The worship of the demigods recommended in the Vedas is ordered with the understanding of the demigod's relationship with the Personality of Godhead. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has many parts and parcels. Some are called Swamshas, or his personal expansions, and some are called Vibhinamshas, the living entities. All such expansions, both Swamshas and Vibhinamshas, are emanations of the original Personality of Godhead. Swamshas, expansions, are called Vishnu Tattva, whereas the Vibhinamshas, expansions, are called Jiva Tattva. The different demigods are Jiva Tattva. The conditioned souls are gradually put into the activities of the material world for sense gratification. Therefore, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, to regulate those who are very much addicted to different kinds of sense gratification, the worship of the demigods is sometimes recommended. For example, for a person who is much addicted to meat eating, the Vedic injunction recommends that after worshipping the form of the goddess Kali and sacrificing a goat, not any other animal, under Karma Kanda regulation, the worshipper may be allowed to eat meat. The idea is not to encourage one to eat meat, but to allow one who insists on eating meat to eat it under certain restricted conditions. Therefore, worship of the demigods is not worship of the absolute truth, but by worshipping the demigods, one gradually comes to accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead in an indirect way. This indirect acceptance is described in the Bhagavad Gita as avidhi. Avidhi means not bona fide. Since demigod worship is not bona fide, the impersonalists stress concentration on the impersonal feature of the Absolute Truth. King Parikshit's question was, which is the ultimate target of Vedic knowledge? This concentration on the impersonal feature of the Absolute Truth, or concentration on the personal feature? After all, both the impersonal and the personal feature of the Supreme Lord are beyond our material conception. The impersonal feature of the Absolute, the Brahman effulgence, is but a ray of the personal body of Krishna. These rays of the personal body of Krishna are cast all over the creation of the Lord, and the position of the effulgence which is covered by and the portion of the effulgence which is covered by the material cloud is called the created cosmos of the three material qualities, sattva, rajas and tamas. How can persons who are within the clouded portion called the material world conceive of the absolute truth by the speculative method? Yeah. That's it, we're done. We're gone. Well, thank you very much for coming. It was a pleasure to be in your association and to read this wonderful pastimes of Krishna. We want to thank Srila Prabhupada for getting this knowledge out to the conditioned souls so we can understand who our beloved is, our closest, dearest friend, Krishna. So thank you all for coming, and hopefully we'll all see you tomorrow, God willing. Who knows? Every step is dangerous. We don't know what's going to happen around the corner. Pardon me? Thank you very much. So, Hare Krishna, and now we have bhajans, Hare Krishna, and a little bit of Mahaprasadam. Hare Krishna. Jai. Listen, when are we going to do this thingy-wingy?
Sorry?
This treasure hunt?
This is the whole part of Vishwambar.
You and Rick.
No, he got the idea, but we're now trying to put the first two together. And if that works, then because there are 10 basic ideas, and this is one.
Okay, I'll ask.
We have it. We try first to get the simple ones going. Because then we put the bar low so we can actually get it to work.
Yeah.
And then it works, and we can see how it goes. Then we can start expanding with different kinds of.
And it's not going to be a problem to find places around the castle.
That is also a quiz, storytelling, and so many
Like in
things.
front of the guest house, at the gates, certain.
No, not there.
Okay, well, we have to continue this because we can't just keep talking about it. Get it into action. Job. Oh my sweet Lord.
Thank you. It's just how it's natural.
It's not shot, so it doesn't need a lot of lyrics, just on.
Yeah.
So you get it. What way I like to do? What way here come for the music? You did it so sometimes there are a few minutes late. It's also now because the mellows starting sometimes you can get in the they're always there. Every for 30 years or something like that, every year there. There's another sweet here of course. Yes, yes, you see? There's Lily, there she comes to sing.
It's good though. Always make the same mistake.
Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prasharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ की Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
One last time all together.